So, Namaskar, Adab, Sat Sri Akal, and warm good evening to everyone. We all love surprises, and in 2022, PSI has come up with another surprise for all our eminent members. I, Deepak Srivastav, take the honor to welcome you today in today's surprise, and we would be unveiling some facts and information about new additions in the PSI community to add value to our members. What are these? Allow me to share my screen with you. So we launch PSI 2.0 today, a step further. What do we have here? So let me tell you a little bit about the PSI community. What is PSI? Let me give you a brief about PSI. PSI, or the Public Speaking Institute, was founded in 2010 and is an ongoing community of public speakers, orators, speakers, trainers, coaches, with a common aim to promote public speaking skills, presentation literacy, art of communication, and storytelling. PSI is a premier institute of public speaking in India that is giving opportunity to everyone who is willing to learn and share. Aim of Public Speaking Institute or PSI is to help individuals, professionals to hone their skills, willing to learn public speaking, contribute to make a difference with their thoughts, stories, and ideas, with a primary focus on public speaking, communication, personal development, and leadership mindset. Let me give you an insight to the PSI session 1, what we did in our last season. The idea of sharing your learning was curated by our respected author Sherry Sir, the founder and managing director of PSI. The first PSI session began on 18th February 2021, and it continued every Thursday till 30th September 2021. We did 29 sessions with different Indian trainers, motivators, and educators. The PSI had worked with a vision, mission, and objective. Let me share you those as well. The vision of PSI is to have at least one public speaker in every home who can inspire the family. The mission of PSI is also curated by our great author Sherry Sir, and his mission is also the mission of PSI community, and with this is to create 1 million public speakers by the year 2030. The objective of PSI is to promote public speaking skills, effective communication, storytelling skills, and many more. What we bring you in PSI Season 2. In this, we will be having fortnightly interactive sessions of learners and sharers with 2 sessions every month. In this, we go from local to global, means we go from national to international. We'll be inviting national as well as international trainers, motivators, speakers, coaches to share their learnings for the benefit of our community members. Also, we will be giving a platform to the community members to share their stories, learnings, and experiences. As you already know, the PSI first session began on 18th February 2021, as we told. And along with the vision, mission, and objective through which we begin in session 1, season 1, now we are also being a pioneer in the public community, have a CSR as well. And our CSR is known as Bharat Bolega campaign. In this Bolega Bharat campaign, what we are doing is we are nurturing Indian children and youth to overcome stage fear, confidently speak up, and communicate with effectiveness. Now, I would like to invite the man with a vision. He is well-known international public speaking coach and mentor and had created 18,000 plus public speakers and is on a mission to create 1 million public speakers by year 2030. He is founder and president MS Talks India, a public speaking platform given to 20,000 plus speakers across the world, and is 8 times international TEDx speaker, 4 times Joe Stock speaker, and author of international bestsellers. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome our founder and managing director, respected author Sherry Sir, for his inaugural speech.
Thank you, Deepak. Thank you for all the best wishes and honor you always give. Thanks very much, everyone. Happy to see everybody join in here from different parts of India. And I'm glad that we are starting this version 2 of PSI community. And trust you me that this all started with a thought in mind that I should create a community and everybody should be a part of this. And that's how we started thinking to collaborate with people and ask people to join in this community. And today when I see a lot of members in the community, it brings a lot of happiness because we are making a difference, what we call as dent in the universe. And besides that, if you will talk about public speaking, I hardly see any platform for people where people are coming and taking the responsibility. It is just like managing an association or soon going to be a chamber of commerce for public speakers. Who knows? So my mission is that we should always think big and do big, create big, and invite big and take big actions. And that's what we are up to always. And that's how this entire community got created. So we have a wonderful core team who has now taken oath recently. And we have launched officially about the version 2 program of PSI, what we're going to do this year in the year 2022. Also, besides that, it's important to understand why we have created this community. Number one, the reason is that we should have regular networking with trainers, coaches, consultants, and like minded people. Second, there's a dearth of platform, as I said, for Indian speakers to go out and talk with international people. So we have collaborated with international speakers who are coming online. And trust to me, in the last series, we have invited more than 15 international speakers, if I'm not wrong. And this year also, we're going to do the same so that all the Indian speakers will get platform along with international speakers. Thirdly, we also intend to give a lot of takeaways to all the entire community of public speakers. When I say community of public speakers, it can be an individual who is not very active in public speaking, but love to learn about this subject. It can be a corporate CEO who wants to enhance his skills about this subject. It can be a business owner who wants to just hone his skills on public speaking or presentation. It can be anyone. It can be somebody like Nadeem, who's a journalist and who's always talking all the day, but still he wants to be a part of this community, to be surrounded with like-minded people. It can be anyone. It can be Niharika from Hong Kong, who's a student right now, but when she speaks very well. It can be anybody who is willing to learn, give, and take from the entire community. And as I say, that we are a community of public speakers wherein we intend to give a lot of takeaways to people on this subject. That's how we started. Besides that, as I said, we want to give platform to a lot of people, and that's how we started. And we have different core team members who have taken the responsibility and going to perform their responsibility as well. And gradually, when I started this entire thing, I don't think that it has taken much of the time to start with. But what is more important is how strongly we are going and how we are facing the challenges. And there are a lot of discomforts because some people will stay with you, some people will leave you, some people will join you, some people will forget you. That's completely okay. But what matters is what foundations, what ideas, and what thoughts you have brought into the society as an individual. What efforts did you made as whatever you have thought of, and how much action you have taken in terms of what you want to bring into the society and give it back to people. So with that idea, this entire community has begun, and we are introducing a lot of innovations. Mohit will be talking about some innovations today because he's now part of the team and he'll be taking charge of innovations. Sneha will be coordinating with members, doing alliances with members, coordinating with groups, and doing a lot of collaborations. Super Suresh is taking charge of South India, where he intends to bring a lot of people from South India and create a big community, because our intention is that we should go at every corner of India. Through my coaching and professional reach, I already have taken a wing to reach out to different people. And recently I set up the digital business also of webinars, and I'm doing my first webinar today. I'm very happy about the fact that we have 523 people registered from all over the world for this webinar. And this is a very, very big number considering I'm a very small man. And I think that it's a considerable number to just reiterate to all of you that why public speaking is so important and how many people are so much interested and They're direly waiting to learn from somebody who's been there and done that. So I'm going to share my knowledge to everybody over there. And besides that, just imagine all these 523 people are part of WhatsApp group already. Already 500 people are part of WhatsApp group. Now just imagine, will I allow everybody to leave that group? No. Will I ask them to exit the group? No. I will rather tell them to stay back and be a part of the community. Isn't that true? And who will get benefit with the networking? Everybody. Because you never know, if you're posting in that group, somebody will like your post, will connect with you, and you guys can make a long life relationship, a professional relationship maybe. And that is exactly what we are trying to achieve from this entire community. So this is just one group of 500 people. There are many more to come this year. And that is exactly what I'm up to. Create a big gamut of people, a big circuit where we all can perform. And Deepak has brought in some real amazing contribution, because his thought was that, sir, why can't we give platform to youth also? Because you have been training a lot of youth. And we were thinking that how youth will come with the adults. And then we thought that why can't the entire family can come and watch their kid performing live on a webinar? How many of you feel that's a good idea? Just type in good idea, great idea, fantastic idea, wow idea, whatever you want to type, just type in the chat box. Because when you are actually thinking of some ideas, the ideas can come in any form. And I always say that ideas never come fully formed. They take only the shape when you will start working on them. It is the progression which makes us effective, and it is the progression of a worthy goal which makes us better human being. And overall, if you see, this is just one innovation. The second innovation, I've already spoken upon a lot of innovation. Then I also thought that why not to create something which can be free for speakers. So today, if I become a professional coach, I deserve to get some amount of my professional coaching. However, there are some set of people who cannot afford it. So am I doing anything for that category of people? Yes, I am doing. Am I doing my bit? I'm doing more than that. Is it painful? Yes, it is painful. It's very painful at times. People don't respond the way you are expecting. So are you going to stay back or you are going to leave? I'm going to stay back, because it's my mission. My mission is bigger than my pain. And if my mission is bigger than my pain, then I got to be here. I got to show the resilience. I got to show the strength, the courage, passion, obsession. And guess what? It's all about the people. When it's about the people, then why I should think that I'm the person who's driving things? It's about all of us. And this is the reason we have created an entire core team. And sometimes people say that I get power from you. And I always say that I get power from all of you. Look at the screen. It started getting full now. A lot of people have joined in. And the best part about creating the online platform is I have connected all over the world. You'll be happy to know PSI is known on a wider region now. PSI is just not about Arthur Sherry now. People know about us in Australia, Canada, USA, Singapore, Malaysia, Dubai, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. You name the countries, Zimbabwe. I have trained people in 18 plus countries in the last 2 years. 18 plus countries. So just imagine Qatar. People who were not connected with PSI, now they are connected to PSI somewhere in WhatsApp group or Facebook group. And the reason of creating the WhatsApp group, I was talking to Mohit also the other day, why we wanted to create the WhatsApp group, and we want WhatsApp groups to remain active, and we want to increase the number of WhatsApp group also, is because most of the people, sometimes they are active on a messenger, not on Facebook. At times they see the message on WhatsApp, not the Facebook. So let's keep the group active on WhatsApp also. I invite all of you to share everything, anything related to your work in the WhatsApp group. If you are a coach, consultant, trainer, promote your workshops. If you're somebody who's willing to learn about public speaking, share your queries. If you want to network with people genuinely, go ahead and do that. I give you the platform for free. And the people who are ready to do this, I want you to get into this community and be a part and feel like you are the owner and take ownerships of the duties you can perform. Because I have taken my responsibility. I created a platform by grace of God. Now it's our responsibility to keep this platform going, moving forward. irrespective of who is coming in, who is going out. What matters is how focused we all are in terms of giving back to people. And I know for a fact that what people have created in the market, a couple of them have this kind of a platform. But trust me, the kind of platform we have been able to create for a common man, I commit to you in this live recorded session, nobody has created this kind of platform. No community is there like PSI. And that's the advantage of being there in the market. And we are just not working for the adults, we're working for the youth as well. And that's the power. That's the amazing power of the community. It just binds people. It helps you to connect with people strongly, emotionally, physically, because we do a lot of physical meetups also. Last year, we did one offline meet. We invited speakers from the community itself. Just imagine you are a community member and you can become a speaker. You can come on the stage and talk. We give stage to people. We give crowd to people. We give everything we can in public speaking to the entire community. And that's the best part. That's what I love about doing what I'm doing. And gradually we are expanding. So we have created many speakers, and I intend to create a bigger, larger community. One day we will have a dream, a big hall. Somebody told me that you should have a big hall of a few lakhs people, because 1 million is 10 lakhs. A big hall, lakhs of people coming and saying that your mission of 1 million public speakers has been accomplished. And we are waiting for that day. We are waiting for those days when we will have a setup of a university also. So always think big, always be kind, courteous, and always give your best, whatever way you can, wherever you can. And that's the whole idea of creating and making this entire family. So there's no age bar also. If somebody like Ashwini wants to join the group at 70s, 80s, 90s, I don't mind. If you have some story at your 80s, I don't mind you giving a platform, you come and talk. Simple. Because the diversity which we have created, it matters. And that's a big game I'm talking about. I'm not talking about just community now. I'm talking about a public speaking industry. So when I intend to create an industry out of it, I think like an industry driver and a mentor, just not like other coach. And I think that is what makes a huge difference. And that's why people see that vibe, that energy, that enthusiasm, which is so magnanimous and at the same time contagious also, because when you create that energy around you, people connect to that energy. They feel that energy. On this note, thank you very much, all of you, for becoming a part of this community. Please do your best. Add more members. If you want group links, get in touch with Super Suresh, Deepak, Kara, Sneha, Mohit, me, anyone. Take the group link, ask people to join and make this entire community large. Also, I would like to inform and offer you a role in core team. If you feel that you can create some opportunity for the entire core team, I invite you to be a part of the core team. It's open. Thank you very much, all of you. Once again, over to you, Deepak.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring words. We all will love it. And as you've already said, yes, this is not just a community. This is going to become a colloquium of speakers. Thank you very much, sir. So let us move ahead and let us introduce team members with all the community members. I would like to invite Super Suresh ji, the Director South India, to start. First, please. Super Suresh ji.
Yes, happy Pongal to one and all present here. Thank you, and I can see the screens. The house is full here. So happy to see the house filled with 25 participants, and that's amazing. Even on a festival day, and you know that 2019, I met Author Sherry sir in Delhi. My dream was to become a public speaker, and there was no platform. And if there is a platform, the platforms were very expensive. Believe me, I spent almost 50,000 rupees and been in part of PSI. It's Professional Speakers Association of India. 50,000 rupees just for a 2-day event. And think about my flight from Chennai to Delhi and again stay. It was everywhere people were focusing on the money. If they want to give you a space to share your idea or make you to feel that you are connected with a beautiful community, You have to spend a lot of money. But here, this man with a red turban, with a red t-shirt, his blood is red, and the service what he is doing is super energetic service. You know that you can see my eyes turning, filled with water, because the platform, many students, and his announcements are really heart-touching announcements, not just an announcement. My words are breaking, but when we go more emotional, it happens. So this is a wonderful community. If anyone is new here, you are really blessed. This 2022, you're going to see a real transformation. 2020 lockdown days, I consider it's a blessing for me, because I got to connect with the wonderful sessions which has been conducted by author Sherry sir, and it's not a joke. We were almost 300 people in part of 21-day program. He used to give valuable feedbacks to each and every one who make the video. And we have Dr. Selva Kumar from Italy. He was also been part of that, and now he can speak very good English, and he is ready to show his face on the stage. And what else is needed? And I'm happy to be the director of South India, because I told in my South India, in my city, Chennai or Tamil Nadu, for them, these things are very new and they don't, but communication which can make someone to shine. And today it's a festival for us in Chennai, but even I just traveled 1 hour to be part of this beautiful inauguration ceremony of core team and PSI version 2.0. Believe me, this is going to be a wonderful transformation journey, and you will see yourself as a very effective speaker. And thank you very much, and I'm happy to see each and every one here.
Thank you, Subha Sureshi, for your wonderful inputs. And now I would request Mr. Mohit Tukral, the Assistant Director, Innovation and Alliances, to please introduce himself to the community. Mohit ji.
Thank you, Deepak ji, for giving me this opportunity, and thanks also Sherry for appointing me as assistant director for innovation and alliances. But before I clarify my role, I'll introduce myself first. I am a marketing professional, having served more than 100 brands in the last 12 years with all kinds of marketing activities, be it ATL, BTL, digital. You must be wondering, what is this ATL, BTL? Just understand, everything in marketing includes ATL, BTL, and digital. Nothing is left. So I've done a lot of hard work. That's why I could learn it. Otherwise, I also would have some kind of specialization. But I'm a holistic marketer. Now, talking about innovations or other things, let me just first share something with you. This is called Rubik's Cube, right? And when you play this game, the end goal is to have one color on one side, and then second on the other side. Similarly, you have 6 sides of the cube and you have 6 colors, right? This is the end goal. Now once you achieve this goal, you win the game. At least you complete the challenge. What after that? What to do now? Kar liya solve, kya kare ab? So there the game ends. In innovation, game starts here. When you have different colors on the same face, I believe in innovation, and I feel that when you have different colors, different varieties, new things which might match, might not match, are together, then you can bring innovation. So for me, maybe this can be the best side, or this can be the best side, or possibly this can be the best side because it has got all 6 colors. More variety, more innovation. So my role is to bring variety to the everyday work we are doing, to the vision and to the mission, and to achieve those things, to bring new ideas together, and so that we feel fresh all day, all months, all years. We always feel fresh. And just to bring innovation at first level, though we'll be doing so many in the coming years, but just to initiate what I have done, whosoever is becoming paid member here, it would be my earnest attempt to give them an opportunity they require, and that opportunity would be to speak to the public. So when we talk about public speaking, what is most important, it's not just the skill that you have, you can speak to public. You need to have public, then only you can say you are a public speaker. So my goal would be to give you public and the real public. They could be from corporates, they could be straight, and they would possibly always be strangers to you. So that you're not just speaking to your family, friends, and the group members, but the real strangers who can give you feedback. From there, you can learn, you can inspire them, you can grow yourself and get to the bigger stages. So that will be my goal. I'll be doing alliances with corporates initially and to give you the platform you require. So that's all from my side today. And when we meet next, we'll have new ideas coming up.
Thank you very much, Mohitji, for your lovely inputs.
Thank you.
And now I would request Kara ma'am to please introduce herself. She is Director Administration in PSI. Kara ma'am.
Hi everyone. I thought सब मुझे जानते ही हैं. I'm a backend manager. All administration work are doing for myself. जितने भी आप creative देखते हो, जिसको भी जो भी requirement होती है, उन सबको fulfill करना मेरा department होता है. किसी को भी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन से रिगार्डिंग यानी इस कम्युनिटी में ज्वाइन करने के रिगार्डिंग या फिर कहाँ से इस लिंक को हम प्रोवाइड कराएं, उन सब के रिगार्डिंग किसी को कोई भी क्वेरी हो तो मुझसे कांटेक्ट कर सकता है. थैंक यू.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Now I request Ms. Sneha Gohan Kumar. She is Assistant Director, Coordination and Memberships, to please introduce herself to the community.
Hello
Sneha ji.
everyone, good to
Hi.
see you all. Well, I'm Sneha Gohan Kumar. Let me introduce myself as a professional. I'm a special educator. I deal children with special needs past 11 to 12 years. I train them into overall development, whether it's functional or socialization, interpersonal skill. I connected with author Sherry sir in 2019 via my husband. He took some training from author Sherry sir. So I was not aware about too much about the public speaking, what it is all about. Slowly, steadily, when I saw the transformation in my husband's, overall development, then I think I should, go for it and then understand what exactly the public speaking and how does it works. Then I joined 21 days course of, online public speaking through under the guidance of author Sherry sir. Then suddenly after 21 days, I literally saw myself a big transformation. The transformation, it's not about the speaking, it's my overall development. The personality, the body language, the facial expressions, the command and everything was going on flow. Because when I got compliments like you have changed yourself or you're taking some kind of training. So then I came to know कि यार कुछ तो change हुआ है, something has changed in me. Then I connect more about with sir. He let me talk about and how I can go further. Then slowly, steadily, I joined MS Talk as a crew member. I work there. I have done 2-3 events with them, and I'm so blessed and grateful to Kara ma'am, author Sherry sir, to believing in me and giving me this opportunity to work with them. And here I'm working as a manager where I'll have to manage the groups, aligns them, and those who want to be a good, things to be learned in further future. So we all are there, and thank you so much, sir, again for Kara ma'am and author Sherry sir, and looking forward such good opportunities and big transformation. So 3 hip hip hooray for PSI 2.0. Hip hip hooray!
Hooray.
Hip hip hooray!
Hooray.
Hip hip hooray!
Hooray.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Sneha ji. It was wonderful listening to you. And in addition to all these members who are already here, I would like to tell you that I am also a part of the training, the core team, and I have joined them as director training. And before I would like to say anything, I would like to thank author Sherry sir for his efforts, because it was him who was more confident about me than me myself. So he helped me a lot and transforming me into a public speaker. With his support, I am now an ambitious motivational speaker who began to relive his passion during the pandemic. In a very short span, I have transformed myself and have evolved as an excelling partner. I am also an author, poet, a life skill trainer who is motivating individuals to unleash their potential. My success mantra is to minimize stress and stretch out to unleash oneself, as one needs to learn and hone skills continuously to excel, which is supported by my motive that one has to be himself, be the change, if he or she wants to bring the change. At PSI, my role would be to invite and introduce new speakers, trainers, motivators to the community, as well as give chance to our community members who are willing to share their information with the community. And before we move on, let me just take you through some more.
Yes, before you move on, and I would like to also say something about Deepak, because I think he deserves to be called upon with all the respect. Thank you, Deepak, for being a backbone of PSI, and your work is noticeable, and it has already touched my heart always, because you have been always very hard. Some people hardly work and some people are hardworking. So that's the difference. So you are always hardworking, unlike hardly working people. And at the same time, you are someone who's always committed to do the tasks aligned to you. So thank you very much for being who you are, always committed to this entire business. And I promise you that we keep on talking on this also, that we have a very, very long way to go. And many of the people already know that you're already a star speaker also now, and you're going to speak on different platforms. And however we intend to give platform to so many people, I really want your support going forward to make this entire platform and reach out to many more people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your blessings. Before we move on, I would just like to introduce you to the other other core team members of ours. Here we go. We have already seen and met author Sherry sir, myself, Super Suresh ji, Mr. Mohit Thukral, Ms. Kara ma'am, and Ms. Neha. In addition to this, we have Mr. Rajat, who is the Director of Finance, and Ms. Shruti Verma. She is the Assistant Director Marketing. She will be also assisting the entire team for the work we are doing in. So now this was all about the PSI core team. And let me just now tell you a little more about the PSI presence and reach. A very short introduction about us. The PSI has 18 active Facebook groups with 250,000 plus active members. We have 12 active WhatsApp groups with 15,000 plus active members. Sorry, 1,500 plus active members. And I'm also happy to share you that we have 10,000 plus active members on an average who are usually every day on social media watching what we as PSI are doing. Next is the PSI membership. This was supposed to be shared by my colleague, Shruti, but as she is not there, I will be telling you a little about it. And after that, we will be having a surprise of the eve. So let me tell you about, we have two types of memberships. One is the gold member, the other is premium membership. As a gold member, what you will be getting? There will be an annual fee of ₹999, currently applicable. You will be allowed for speeches as a speaker. You'll be getting the opportunity of networking with other speakers. You will be allowed for WhatsApp posting. You will be allowed to do unlimited promotion for your work. And you will be doing the training sessions and engagements. This is also allowed for you. Now, what as a premium member you will be getting? You will be getting all these which gold members are getting. In addition to this, you will be getting a Facebook community posting, which is allowed for a premium member, but this comes with an annual membership of $1,999 applicable currently. You will be getting one opportunity to speak with an international public speaker. And not just this, you will be getting a free entry across all our offline meetups at the PSI. and you will be also getting an opportunity to become a part of our core team and grow your business. So this is all about the membership program. And now we move on to the surprise of the eve. Now, what is the surprise of the eve? We have a whiz kid present with us today amongst us. And who is she? She is Miss NIHARIKA Agarwal, age 14 years, student of class 10th. And she has joined us from Hong Kong. Oh, wow. Her hobbies are drawing, singing, music, and theater. And let me just call upon Miss NIHARIKA. Miss NIHARIKA, are you there?
Hello.
Hello. We're all waiting for you. You are the surprise of the eve for all of us.
I'm kind of nervous because all of you guys are so much more older than me.
Not a problem.
निहारिका एक बार बोल दो मैं हिंदुस्तानी हूँ.
Yeah. मैं हिंदुस्तानी हूँ. And as thank you for letting me join here. I am in the 8th and 10th grade. And this year I'm taking US history in school, and history is pretty boring for me because all we do is have a teacher talk for an hour and we just take notes. That is all we ever do in class. So I don't like to pay attention in class much. It's so boring. But this year we had a whole chapter about Alexander Hamilton, and there's actually a musical called Hamilton about him. So our teacher played the musical on the first day of class, and I love music, so I was very interested. And then I paid attention and I looked up more about him, and his story is actually very interesting to me. But can you guys tell me how many of you actually know Alexander Hamilton? Please raise your hand or type it in the chat. Yeah, I don't think anyone. Yeah, so no one is saying they know Alexander. Oh, one person. Oh, Miss Cara. Okay, so only one person knows Alexander Hamilton. That's exactly my point. Even in the US, where the story is from, people rarely know him, but he had such a big contribution to the revolution and making the America as big as it is right now. But people still don't know him because even though he was very smart and hardworking, he was uncontrollable and he did some really stupid mistakes, which completely led to his downfall. And I want to tell about his story. So he was born in the Caribbean, and his father actually left when he was 10. So he grew up very, very poor. And at the age of 12, his mother died from a disease. So he had to go and live with his cousin. But then his cousin committed suicide. So he was very alone, very poor for the rest of his life. And when it looks like it couldn't get any worse, a hurricane came to his town when he was 17, and so many people died. But for some reason, he just didn't die. And that inspired him to start writing. And he started writing about his story and the hurricane. And people around him saw how much potential he had. So they gathered up some money to send him to New York. And at the age of 19, he got to New York and he started writing immediately. And there he also met Aaron Burr, who was kind of like his friends, but they were also nemesis a little bit because they had the same goal, but they were completely opposites. Like Hamilton was very straight to the point and just said what he wanted to say immediately, didn't care what anyone thinks, and very hardworking. And Burr was more of the kind of person who would try to stay in secret and make basically he tried to make everyone like him so that they would listen to him. And it's a very famous line by Burr. It's talk less, smile more. He used to constantly tell that to Alexander Hamilton, and it really shows his personality. So after that, this was in the time of the revolution. So Britain was controlling America. That time was a colony, and people went there. Britain, if you go to America, then you can get rich and you can grow more. But then the king was very kind of poor at that time, so started taxing the Americans, and they were very angry because they couldn't grow because of the Britain. So the revolution was kind of starting, and many Americans wanted to go against Britain and become their independent country. And Hamilton was one of them. And this is a very famous battle, the Battle of Yorktown, where the British started surrounding New York with then all their navy. And because America wasn't actually a country at that point, so it didn't have any army or any soldiers. And so it was basically some civilians fighting against a whole country. And they had no supplies, no guns, because they were very small. And Hamilton actually went to visit a couple of his friends and rigged the British cannon so they couldn't fight. And George Washington, I'm sure you guys know him, he's the first president of America. He was leading the American troops at that time, and he saw Hamilton doing all this by himself, and he was really impressed. And he made himself like his right hand man, sort of. So Hamilton was his secretary and was taking care of all the writing and all the calls and all of that stuff. And Hamilton is, like I said, he's very smart. He was the one coming up with all the tricks and clever techniques to defeat the Britain. Because as you know, British is a very big country, so it can't be easy to defeat him. But he had to come up with tactics like attacking from behind, going undercover, and they worked really well because now we know America is not a colony anymore. He also came up with National Bank. So at the time, America was very separated, and each state was paying off there separately. And he's the one, you can look it up on Google, you'll see his name, that he created the first bank. He had the idea of having a national bank, almost every country has right now. And he had the idea of using tax, and so that every state can contribute and we can reuse the money to help them grow more. And there was a great idea, and obviously it helped become so big, and it's one of the richest countries right now. But he was also extremely short-tempered, so he had a hard time getting people to do his idea. Even though he liked with the citizens, most of the government officials didn't like him that much because he was strong competition and was really rude too. So he was working really hard for this. And his wife, Eliza, had two children, Philip and Angelica. So they were trying to spend time with him, but he wouldn't time with them at all because he was so focused on his work alone. So one summer they went to Eliza's father's house for a vacation, and Hamilton didn't go with him. And he got so alone and so tired. And this is, I hate this part so much. He met someone called Mara Reynolds, and they had an affair, and he ended up cheating on Eliza with her. But then he found out this is actually a whole trick by Mariah and her husband, because they were kind of poor. So they planned this so they can blackmail Hamilton into giving them money. And he did that so no one would find out about this and his reputation would be saved. But then his enemies started noticing that he has spent a lot of money recently. So there were rumors that he has been stealing from the National Bank. And he was just so focused on trying to prove that he's a good person that he did something extremely stupid. He ended up writing a whole book called the Reynolds Pamphlet about how he cheated on his wife. And he thought that, like, when the hurricane, people would think he was brave for writing this and they would like him for his honesty. Obviously, that didn't happen. People hated him for this and they were so angry for what he did to Eliza and Mariah. So he got completely shot down. And he was going to become the president after George Washington, but because of this, he couldn't become the president because there was so much hate for him. And instead, John Adams became the president, and he actually fired Hamilton from being in charge of the money of America. And he was so angry, instead of replying like a normal person, he ended up shouting at John Adams and out, which put down his reputation even more. And he was just known as this unstable Johnson. Even so, all of the stuff he has built, the National Bank, the revolution, all of it was going to trash. And Eliza was obviously very upset at this. So Eliza actually took the children and left Hamilton, and they didn't talk at all for a whole year. But Eliza was a really good person and ended up forgiving Hamilton. So he did kind of get another chance. And even though he was kind of hated for the Reynolds Pamphlet, he was still very respected. The next president was supposed to be elected. Aaron Burr, his old friend, and Thomas Jefferson had a tie. So everyone looked at Hamilton to choose the next president. And instead of choosing Burr, he chose Thomas Jefferson, because Burr was very secret with what his motives were. So no one really knew what kind of president he would be. And all he did was like lie and try to make people like him and didn't actually do any work. So he chose Thomas Jefferson instead of Aaron Burr. And this made Aaron very, very angry. And this ended up having a duel. duels were these things back then. You would get two people, they would have guns, and they would walk 10 meters and then turn around and shoot each other. And usually you can talk it out before it, but one of them shoots, then the other one dies. And Burr was going to leave Hamilton actually, but he thought that Hamilton was going to kill him and he wanted to take care of his daughter. So instead, Burr shot Hamilton. And at this point, Hamilton finally, after all these years, he had finally learned that he needs to control himself and not be such a baby about everything. So he didn't shoot Burr and he let go of his shot. And he ended up dying and bleeding out. And that's why we don't really know much about him. It really shows that he had everything, a great wife, a great family. He was like right next to the president, and he ended up losing everything and dying, and now almost no one knows about him. So this reminds us to, while we need to work hard like him, we also need to be careful with our family and our personal relationship and how we act and make sure that we're healthy while working hard. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Niharika. It was wonderful listening to you, and thank you for sharing a wonderful information, piece of information as well. You have made everyone aware about Hamilton as well. Now, I hope next time when we hear Hamilton, we all will say, yes, we know him. Maybe a little bit, but yes.
There's actually a musical if you want to watch it. It's called Hamilton. It's on Disney Plus. You guys should definitely watch it. It's really, really good.
Great, 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 great. So thank you. We'll just come back to you. And I'm glad to share with the community members that we have Major Muhammad Ali Shah with us. And sir, I would request you to please come live and enlighten our community members with your words of wisdom.
Ali bhai, are you here? Please address everyone for a minute. We're happy to have you here. I think he's not around. So can we switch to felicitation of Niharika, please?
Because we have time running by. Varun Wada sir first.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Varun,
thank you so much, Shari bhai. Thank you, Mohit ji. Thank you, Deepak. Thank you, Suresh ji.
Hello, sir.
I was not prepared anything, but I just want to congratulate you for this initiatives that you're taking for PSI 2, and I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Varun.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for your encouraging words. And sir, now I'd request you to felicitate our speaker of the eve, Ms. Niharika. Niharika.
So Niharika, being the ardent student of public speaking, I congratulate you for your outstanding speech today in front of the entire crowd. And believe you me, if you can speak here, you can speak anywhere in the world. That's a promise. And I know for a fact that this is just started for you. I wish you all the best, and you deserve many more places. You will go places. God bless.
Thank you so much. This is really fun.
Thank you, Niharika. I hope with this, everybody has got a message as well, that we need to work like a pro and avoid procrastination. Things will only happen when you take action. But yes, in all this, what you need to understand is that at times it is too dangerous to be too good. So be confident, be alert. Life is all yours if you are a hardworking, straightforward, and welcome member. So I would just request Major Saab if he is there. Sir, are you there?
कोई बात नहीं, हम लोग I think we are done with the agenda for the day, Deepak.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes,
So we
sir.
are very much on time because a couple of members who were supposed to join in for the core team, they are not well. So thank you very much, everybody, for being a part of the version 2.0. We are just commencing, and every week you will see something happening now in all the entire groups. Sneha will be very active in informing and coordinating with the entire team and with everybody. Sometimes Kara will communicate, sometimes Deepak will communicate. And it's Nazreen, आप हो बेटे वहाँ पे? एक मिनट आप आओ जरा. So Nazreen is also a part of going forward our social media team. She will be doing press coverage, press releases, and she'll be joining with Nadeem. Nadeem हमारा जो सारा का सारा broadcasting का काम है वो देख रहे हैं अभी on behalf of PSI, and he's just always being very, very supportive in everything we are doing in PSI. So I definitely want to just thank Nadeem here to being so supportive to PSI. Right. So thank you very much. That's all from my side, Deepak. Over to you.
Thank you very much, sir. And with this, we come to an end of this lovely evening. And we will be all meeting again on 29th of January, once again with another blockbuster session of PSI Season 2.0. So till then, you are all welcome to share your views and anything you would like to share with us. We are all here. So have a lovely evening and a wonderful weekend. Maintain social distancing, not socially, but yes, physically. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening. Till we meet again, it's namaste from me and on behalf of entire core team. Bye for now. Thank you very much.